When everything changed to we were shut down, the pandemic was new, what wasn't new was relationships and the established relationships that we have with the people that are on our caseloads. If we've done a good enough job, and I think a lot of us do, of developing relationships and really knowing what people need, we can reach them however we're going to reach them. So I think a lot of things, of course, did change, but at the very bottom of everything is our relationships to one another.
You know, kids are still coming in with a lot of struggles, very similar to the ones before. Families, the same way. But then there's also some things that have been really beneficial because now we're able to provide telehealth resources where even though it originally was a struggle, now I see that, it's going to be helpful when the snow starts coming or when parents don't have gas, I can just hop on the computer and we can still have our session.
We looked at all the games and activities we had and said, wow, we can't do those in a safe way. And so the first thing we did was take a look at the games and we altered them or tweaked them, which was wonderful. It was great. And we were able to and made them in a safe manner. So for example, if we had a game with maybe one of these little twirly things, well, we can't share things nowadays. And so we bought extra and we were able to have one participant with one prop, and then that was theirs for the day. So that's how we altered specific games. But then we got into a different world that we created games that we didn't even know existed, that we came up with the Coronavirus World games and different names, and we had the kids name some of the games and they were a hit. And so we've even at the end of the summer have adapted those games to making them more fun and more exciting.
What's been encouraging for me is being able to offer something that clients didn't think was going to be possible, or showing them that we can still provide services for them that are effective and meaningful and enjoyable, and just being rewarded that we're able to keep people connected and feeling like things are going to be okay.
I love what I do because of the people who we work with. Again, I've met some of the most amazing people. I love hearing people's stories and getting to be a part of people's stories. That's one thing that I thank people a lot for in our work is, I thank people for telling me their stories, and I thank people for allowing me to be a part of their story, because that feels like such a privilege, is just getting to be a player or a character in their life story, and having even a small part in their kind of progression to whatever great and amazing thing they're going to do or become. And it feels important. The work feels really important. It feels like we're doing something.
Looking at the treatment court program in the beginning of this pandemic, we were faced with trying to figure out how to continue to do court hearings, what program completions were going to look like. Were we going to complete people when we couldn't actually physically be in the courtroom? There was a period of time when, we didn't have drug screening available. So I would say one of the most inspiring, victories is some of our first graduates within the pandemic. They really had to hold on during a time when they were eligible over and over again to complete the program. And that's a pretty big mile marker and achievement for someone to really get through that program.
I love what I do no matter the circumstances, because it's really all about the people that I work with. That's why I went into this field to begin with. That's why I got my education here, because it's not even just about us making a difference in people's lives, but it's about them also making a difference in our lives and really seeing what the individuals we work with can bring to the table and how they're not heard as much as they should be, and how when we do listen to them, we can learn different things that we wouldn't necessarily hear otherwise because people aren't giving them that voice. And that's why at the end of the day, regardless of this pandemic, how hard it's been, how frustrating, the lack of social connections that we might have had, that this work continues to be important, is that way the people we serve know that they're heard and know that we're here to support them.